Good evening and salutations, my Reinhardt fans. Let's start off with the whole Ashland lockdown. Um, so Victor has the proof that Michael sent him. I am, I don't know about this proof so far, but we'll get to the end of me kind of telling the events that happened and just my thoughts on it because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. So he talks to Nikki, and Nikki's like, "Do you sure this is a good idea? You're gonna cause more of a strain with you and your daughter's relationship." So he goes to Victoria's office, and Victoria acts like the lovely woman that she's been acting like so far, and doesn't really believe him, and is super defensive. And even when Victor tells the thing is, Victor tells Victoria about, Michael Bowen's disappearance. And at first she's surprised, but then when Victor's like, well, maybe Ashland may have something to do with it, she gets super defensive again. Got this entire scene, she gets super defensive. And it's almost to a point where it's like she doesn't even want to sit there and take a look at the envelope that Victor has. But he leaves it with her, and she does sit there and take a look at it. Now Ashland's not there trying to convince Nikki, that, you know, Victor's lying. I don't know why he would sit there and make that up. Like, he's not there trying to get Nikki on his side. And Nikki isn't a fool. Nikki's like, listen, at the end of the day, just show proof. Because, I think up until the point we really have given you the benefit of the doubt. Even when you've been lying since jump, we still, gave you that wedding, protected you. So show us the proof, and, he'll back off, will apologize, and that'll be that. Now, Ashland comes back from lunch, and Victoria does not look too happy. At first, Victoria says, my dad was here and he was saying a lot of stuff, and, Michael Bowen's missing. Now, here's the thing. She said Michael Bowen's missing. And Ashland's like, oh, so what do you think? What do you think that happened? What do you think he's meant to say that happened? That I chopped his body up, or keep him locked away somewhere? She didn't say that at all. Bro, you got a guilty conscience or something? That's not what she's okay. Um, and then Victoria sits there and talks about the documents and about the money going to Peru to pay pay this doctor or whatever. So she has that look like you kind of got some explaining to do. Now, the issue that I'm having with some of these documents is that it could be evidence about his health and everything like that, or it's about some financial records and things of that nature. But I feel like this is one of those things that Ashland could just simply disprove. Oh, I have a bunch of enemies, and they call me the Loch Ness Monster. I'm like, I still don't understand how somebody with the nickname of the Loch Ness Monster can get one over on the great Victor Newman, but whatever. Um, I feel like it's going to be another one of those things where he's going to try to explain away this document, the stuff that's in it. And I feel like it's going to go back to square one. I think the only way that Victoria will sit there and believe what everyone else is that they're saying is if they get another doctor to sit there and try to prove if he has cancer or not. That's going to be the only way. Because even if they actually did find a doctor and the doctor did sit there and tell Victoria, oh yeah, he paid me to sit there and do this, that, and the third, she still may not believe him. She still may not sit there and believe him. And she still may sit there and side with Ashland. So, but I gotta sit there and say that this is probably obviously the most interesting part of this episode. Now, talk about the other part. Jack, Phyllis, and Allie. Allie, for the most part, is very sketch. She doesn't believe that Jack is her father. I don't know if she ever even want to believe that it's her father. I mean, that's it's her grandfather. She gets defensive and angry at the fact that he's looking through the letters. And when Phyllis suggests that she might be the one that's sending the texts, she just gets angry. She just blows up and she just like walks out of there. She's like, oh, well, my dad, didn't tell us about you for a reason. And so maybe I should just stay away from you. And she just kind of just walks off. And I'm like, now for me, I'm going to be honest. Um, I didn't really have a lot of patience for that scene. But I can understand the significance behind it. They're not going to start off with just a great relationship. It's going to be something that's going to take a lot of time to earn her trust. She's still probably dealing with the death of her dad. Her parents or her mom seem like she's very distant, like she just kind of left. And she has this total stranger in her life, which, is kind of baffling her because she's like, why did my dad never really sit there and tell me about it? Did he have his reasons? Is he a good guy? Can I trust him? So there's going to be a lot of a lot of work to really sit there and gain her trust. I don't know how that's actually going to be possible unless he decides to stay in LA. Um, Unless he somehow gets a job at Genoa City and then they can kind of work in a relationship. I will sit there and say that at least we got something. We got a daughter. We got his daughter. That's a lot more than whatever the hell they was they're giving us before, which was pretty much breadcrumbs, a necklace, some letters, and a whole bunch of guessing games. So at least it's going somewhere. And I'll sit there and say that. May not exactly be my cup of tea, but I can appreciate people for, if they like it for, their reasons. But the real question is, who is the person that was sending those texts? Because it clearly wasn't her. So that's the part that I'm interested in. Who is the person assistant? Who is the person that's sending those texts? It could be Allie's mother. If not, then maybe it could be Chemo. I don't know. I'm not exactly a fan of people dying off screen. Like they got this whole thing with General Hospital, and they got Luke. Like Luke is dead, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying it. And if that is the case, then that is just irritating beyond belief. Um, and I know Chemo was a character in the show, so why would they just sit there and just kill him off screen? I feel like that's just so. I don't know. I'm not exactly a fan of that stuff, but I am interested to sit there and see who is the person behind the Texas. I think that's gonna do it. I don't think I really missed too much of anything. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me just throw a star in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next. I did this video like 5 times, so I want to make sure I get it right this time. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.